Religious education in Catholic school within the Australian Church is a core identity that is both theological, the religious life of the school, and an academic discipline, classroom learning and teaching. It is grounded with faith, scripture, and explicit teaching of the Church that operates as a formal curriculum area within a school. The nature of RE is distinct from the aim of catechesis, handing of the gospel message, which nurtures a personal faith, whereas RE in schools develop religious literacy and critical thinking. RE invites students to interpret meaning, ask ethical questions, and engage with the contemporary society in a thoughtful manner. The purpose of RE in Catholic schools is twofold, where it both depends on knowledge of Catholic tradition and contributes to a formation that is holistic for young learners. Catholic education seeks an integral formation of humans to teach students the importance of truth, goodness, and service. RE is realised as just important as all other core subjects at Catholic schools, so quality education is a priority. The Diocese Brisbane Catholic Education uses the BCE model of pedagogy in teaching religion. The pedagogy identifies as phases of focus, establish, activate, respond, and evaluate, which brings together the principles and practices of learning and teaching that lead to success for all learners. The evidence-based framework creates a religious teaching practice that is explicit and leads to a relationship between learning and teaching, which enables every student to participate. The model promotes a focus on student progress and teaching planning to improve this. Clear learning intentions as success criteria, activating learning through explicit teaching, responding with feedback to support students in achieving the success criteria, and evaluating the impact on each student's learning. It reflects strong contemporary Catholic education principles, specifically student-centered learning. The model ensures teachers teach religious education in a way that is purposeful and leads to successful learning for all students. The selected Year 1 lesson was planned with the Christian life strand, in particular, moral formation. Students will learn that Christians have the belief that God is creator and sustainer of life and that all citizens of the earth have responsibility to care for his creation. Students will start to understand that God has gifted us freedom that allows us to make responsible choices. The learning intention for the Year 1 lesson is, students will understand that God created the world and trust people to care for it. The success criteria as expressed in age-appropriate language is, students will be able to name something God has created and describe one responsible choice they will make to care for his creation. The lesson will begin in the focus phase. The learning intention will be clearly stated. The established phase will activate students' prior knowledge with the use of questioning, a whole class activity, where they will share something they love about the world we live in and what it means to be responsible for something. The concept of freedom is also introduced. In the activate phase, students will engage with a video from Genesis, and teachers will draw close attention to the passage where God places Adam in the garden and asks him to care for it. Students will recognize that the meaning of the text is that God has created the earth and trusted people to take responsibility to care for it. Students will engage in guided discussion about making good and poor choices. In the respond phase, students will complete a cut and paste activity of God created versus people made. Teacher will be able to provide formative feedback, affirm responsible choices, check understanding, and, if necessary, adjust teaching. The activity aligns with BCE's emphasis on feedback for learning to move forward. Finally, in the evaluate phase, the teacher will review student responses by collecting completed worksheets to determine whether they have achieved the success criteria. To deepen the understanding of their knowledge, teacher will scribe students' answer to the question, I can take care of God's creation by. Assessment in religion focuses on students' knowledge and understanding rather than beliefs. This task will therefore assess their theological comprehension and moral reasoning for their age. To conclude, RE and Catholic schools support the development of religious literacy and critical thinking. The BCE model of pedagogy underpins the Year 1 lesson to demonstrate how scripture, explicit teaching, and effective pedagogy work together to support students in understanding that God is creator and our freedom carries on from our responsibility.